Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. I'm a guy called Joe. This is Bootstrapping Tools, and today we're going to be talking about how you can integrate Retool and Airtable using pagination so that you can leverage all of the great data management features from Airtable, but still also use the custom Retool app for that enhanced user experience. Now, the Airtable API has a limit of 100 records per call, which means that if you have more than 100 records in your Airtable base, you're going to have to use something called pagination in order to iterate through all of your data and grab the entire collection, even if it is more than 100. The way that it works is that Airtable will give you an offset value, and you have to pass that offset value through your next call so that it knows where to pick up from the last call so that you don't get duplicate records when you're making those subsequent calls to grab the rest of the data. Now, it's a little bit tricky with the Retool platform because we're going to be working with its restrictions, but that's okay. We're going to walk through the entire process together, starting from setting up your resource queries. So in our Retool app, we're going to be creating two different resource queries. The first one, we're going to be using just for the initial poll of our customers' data. And then the second one is going to be using the offset parameter in order to use pagination to grab the rest of our customer data. So starting with the non-pagination request, click on the new icon and then select resource query. Then in the dropdown, select your Airtable resource. If you don't have one, don't worry, just copy the API URL, which you can find in the API documentations, which if you don't know how to get to that, that's essentially within Airtable, your Airtable base, go to the upper right, click on the help option, and then the API documentation will be all the way at the bottom right of those options. So once you have this set up, we'll be using the customers table. So go ahead and just add that in as the endpoint, just type right in customer. And then from there, that's all we really need to do. We can hit the preview button to make sure that we're getting data back. And after this, we're just go ahead and duplicate this resource query. And we're going to name this new one get customers offset. And then this one, the only difference is that within the URL parameters, we're going to add an offset as param. And then we're going to set the value as offset with curly brackets. And this is going to allow us to trigger this query later using additional scope. And the next thing is writing our script. All right, so for our script, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on the new button, and then you're going to select JavaScript query. In here, we're going to create a new array. So to declare the array, we're going to call that all records. And then from there, we're going to make our first initial request over to the Airtable API using our get customers query that we wrote earlier. Now to do that, we'll declare a new variable called initial request, and then from there, we'll call get customers.trigger with an open and close parenthesis. And this is going to allow us to actually trigger off the query that we wrote earlier and then get the results back from whatever was responded. Now, before we move on, make sure to add an await before get customers. What this is going to do is it's going to tell Retool to wait for the response from the API before moving forward in the script. Because Retool is an asynchronous application, it's going to try to run all the code at once without waiting for any additional API responses, which if we don't tell it to wait for us, then we're going to have a bad time when we're trying to use the data coming from the API within the same scripts. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create our if statement. This if statement is just for us to be able to check to see whether or not in the response there was an offset value. So as long as both these passes, we know that there is an offset value, and then that will trigger our do while loop. So running our do while loop, we're going to base this off of whenever the offset value is not undefined. So as long as it's there, we're going to run this code. So within our do while loop, we're going to say new records equals to the get customers offset query. So now we're going to be calling the get customers offset, not the regular one. So this one is for the pagination. Now, don't forget, make sure to add that await clause in the beginning of it so that we're telling Retool to wait for this API call to finish before moving on to the next step. Now we're going to do the same thing with the dot trigger. The only difference here is that we're going to add an additional scope. And that's going to be an additional scope object. And then within that object, we're going to add in the offset object and set that equal to the offset value. That offset value is the one that we obtained earlier from the initial request. So just make sure to pass that through. So with the new records, we're going to push that into the all records array so that we're constantly adding additional records into that combined data set. And then we're also going to overwrite the offset value by setting it equal to the new responses offset value. Make sure you do this because if you don't, we're going to be stuck in an infinite loop. We don't want that. Now, the final bit that you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to flatten out your array, and that's because within the Airtable API responses, you're getting them in batches of 100. So if you don't do this last part, you're going to run into issues in the future when you're trying to use that data and display it within your Retool application. So go ahead and take all records equals all records dot flat, and that's going to flatten out your array so that it's in one nice concise order that you can use within your application. Now, if you've worked with the Airtable API before, you know that it comes back with a bunch of fields. In order for you to make that nice and neat so you can display in the table, we're going to need to iterate through those fields. So we'll start off by creating a new data array called table rows. Then from there, we're going to create a for loop. So we'll say let item in all records. From there, we'll name the record and set that equal to all records item. And then we'll declare a new variable called fields and set that equal to the record.fields. And now that we have fields as an object, we're going to say fields.id equals to record.id. And then we'll push all of that over into our table rows. And then once you have that, make sure to return table rows so that we can utilize the data within our Retool application. And just to show you what everything looks like, go ahead and drop a table component using the insert option in the right tray. Just go ahead and click and drag and drop that over. And then within the data for that table, go ahead and set that equal to get all customers.data. Once that loads up, you'll be able to see all the data that we have. And then we can tell that we have all the data because we have over 100 pages and it's saying 793 is the total count. If you're looking to do more with Retool, check out this video series that we did on building a basic CRM in Retool. It's a great way to get started and learning all the different features that Retool has to offer. But I'm a guy called Joe. This is Bootstrapping Tools. It's been a pleasure, and we're out.